Day 2. See if we can get the transmission out finally. Like I say, it's 4 bolts in the drive shaft. I think I got 2 bolts on the trans cross member. There's 8 on the cross member itself. 5 bolts around the bell housing and 3 bolts on the converter that I had to buck it around to get out. But I won't bore you with the whole time. We'll maybe do a time lapse, or maybe I'll just cut it out and show you the end result. But this is the plan: get the transmission out, and then we'll look at the back of the motor and see if we can find out where the leak. Suspicion right now, hypothesis per se, is that it's leaking around the oil line that's going to the racetrack dash. That's the easiest to fix compared to oil pan gasket. I can deal with that. Rear main seals I have to read up, figure out. But here we go. I got to find out what bolts and screws. So I'll stop it, on it off, and let's see if we can get it out of here. All right, welcome back. So got 4 bolts here that we're gonna get out. I actually found mine's a 12 millimeter, but the way I trick it is I put it on reverse and I use the pressure of 2 sockets to get it off, so you can actually catch it like this and push it. It gives you enough force to get it out. So that's a pretty good trick. I did learn, so like I say, you can see, maybe you can see it. I did it like that to get it out. So I got 2 loose, so let's see if we get the rest of these out. I'll get these 2 and then I'll drop on the, we'll put it in neutral. I'll spin it around and we'll get those out, and then we can pull the drive shaft out, and then we'll do the process of getting the transmission out. Yeah, I know I should have electric tools, but I don't, so it is what it is. It takes a little time, but it's okay. I'm still running a steel drive shaft. I heard people say that it's better to use a titanium or aluminum drive shaft the same weight, but in this particular, I guess, class, and like say I was planning on running Ultra Street, you really had a weight limit. I guess people move weight around and, you know, all the ins and out. Like I say, it's cheaper to do it this way than spin the other way, so that's how I got there. So I'm gonna pause the video, and that you saw, I'm getting these out. I'll start it back up when I get the transmission out. We'll pull it out. All right, just got the final 4 bolts out. So as you can see, I drop it out. Let's see if we can pull it out. Might have to put it back in the transmission. Luckily in a good angle, but let's see if we can get it out here. So we got it out. You can see here. See, bear with me. But just 4 bolts here. This is type of flange I got on my houses. And I knew we was talking about upper control arms the other day, but in my other video, you can see here, you can see where, I don't know if you can see, I'm trying to see what you see. You can see right here, I cut those 2 bolts off. It used to be taller, but it would hit my anti-roll bar on both sides. So just wanted to show you that while I had it off, I had a little quick better angle. But next we'll turn it. I got to get the transmission mount out. Let me see if I can get the camera here. But next we get the transmission. You see we got some wires to cut out. Let me see if I can get it back up here. So let me get it mounted back. We can see it. Okay. All right. So you see we got some work to do. So these 4 bolts here on both sides, 2 cross member bolts. This is my shifter cable, and this right here goes to my trans brake. So I got to cut this here, and then I got a pull. I can pull that out. This also runs my brake light. So when I hit the trans brake, this sends power to the reverse lights. So let's see here. I'll bring my jack around here, get it supported under here. There are 2 bolts over here. It brings this out, so I gotta drop these 2 bolts off the oil pan, and there's a cotter pin that holds the shifter cable in there. So that's what we're working on now, trying to get this out. And then once we, and there's 4 bolts on the converter. I mean 3 bolts on the converter, so I'll have to buff it over to get it out. But next step is to get this bad boy out. I'm not gonna take it all the way out. When you see it next time, I'm just gonna basically drop the transmission on the jack stand just enough and pull it back a little bit just to gain access to see what's going on. Because this thing right here, I need multiple people to help me get it out, but I just want to identify where the oil leak. Right now, if I had to guess, the back of this bag here is getting wet. While I got it out, I'm gonna change the oil, but you can see here a little, on my old car, I had some, had a couple wheelies that helped my oil pan smooth out a little bit, but that's what we got going on right now. So let's see if we can get this cable off, this off, these 4 bolts loose. Well, actually, I'm gonna take the converter loose first. So converter first loose. I'm gonna bump it around until we can get that out. Get the converter all back depressor attached from the flywheel. I'll get 4 these bolts here supported, and then it's 5. It's 2 bolts I can get for the bell housing on this side, and then it's 3 up from the top. I had to come from the top, so I won't bore you with all that information, but just explain what I got to do. So let's take a break, and hopefully by the next time you see this video, I'll have it loose down on the stand. All right, so I got a cable disconnected from trans brake. If you never seen this trans brake solenoid, like I say, this is my line that when the trans brake is activated, it lets power go to the rear end lights to let people know the car's in reverse. So next thing you know is these 2 bolts here that are tied to the oil pan. This right here is your transmission mount, and these are adjuster screws. I had to adjust this a couple times to make sure the shifter is there. But what we got to do now, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a cotter pin right here. Once we pull this out, it'll allow us to pull this out, and then we can get these 2 bolts out, and the transmission for the shifter will be loose. So then after that, like I said, we got these 4 bolts on each side. Those 4, these 2. Like I say here, I don't know if you can see it, but converter here, there's a bolt hiding over there. I'm gonna bump it around so I can get that bolt to this position right here. Well, we can take them loose as 3. It's holding this converter. PTC is the converter I'm using here. I'll have the part number if anybody needs it, but like I said, I'm pretty sure they'll call the suit. But so that's my next thing is I'm gonna get the shifter loose here. I'm gonna bump this around. I'll try to get a little video, at least one of them. I'll bump it around, so just in case you're doing it at home, bump your transmission around till you can see it here. Like you say, luckily you see here my bell housing, they cut it out here so to gain access to the bolts. On my brother's car, he's got a C4, so it's all the way around. It's a little bit difficult. I think you got to get it from over here where the starter is. I can't remember, but that's the plan. So I'll see you soon. All right, welcome back. So as you can see here, got our shifter loose. Let me see if I can back it out a little bit. Sorry about that. A little tighter here. So I got our 2 bolts out. I got our shifter loose. I got our cotter pin out here. I just used a flathead screwdriver to get up in here, and I just bumped it around. So you see here now, but let me see if I got some light in here. But now I gain access here. So it's a bolt here and a bolt on the back side. So I'll use, I'm not gonna bore you with showing all, but I did want to show you what. So it's 3 on this particular converter. Is 3. Seen some that have 4, but basically all the same setup. Like I say, when you put it back on, we'll talk about it, but make sure you put Loctite on these bolts. These will come loose if you don't put Loctite. So I'll fight with these 3, and once we get these 3 loose, I can then pull the converter away from the flywheel, and I'll start working on the bolts. And like I say, we got a bolt over here. You can see it right there on the flywheel. I mean on the bell housing. There's a bolt here. One on the other side. I think normally, I don't know if you can see both of them, but it's 2 right here that I can gain on the side of this thing here. So I'll get these 2 out, and they're just bolts that screw into the back of the block from the flywheel. But it's 1 here, 1 there, two I have to get from the top and then two on the other side in the transmission. The goal is at least drop the transmission out today and see if we can at least find out where the oil leak is, where we think it's coming from. And so we'll return once I get, I think when I come back, we'll at least have the transmission down. So just hold tight and we'll, like I said, we'll skip through that process and we'll get it down and at least see if we can identify where the oil's coming from. I just realized that I wanted to show you guys how I got this boat out. You might have to excuse the camera angle, but I'll probably give it away. So front side is 11/16 and it's a 5/8 on the back side. So normally what I do here, I'll just break it loose where I see both sides spinning first. Like I said, it's got Loctite on it, so you can see it now. Right now I got it loose, both sides spinning. So then I come up here and I grab the back side. This is a 5/8 and like I say, you can see the Loctite up here. So like I say, it's a manual process, but like I say, just take your time. It ain't no rush. Like I say, I just want to show you guys you know what we gotta do to get these converter bolts out. It's kind of tight between the flywheel. I'll try to get a little bit better picture angle, but my hand might be in the way. But basically I grab it here and I bring this up. Let me see, that might be a better angle for you. And like I say, you can see I rested on I rest this right here and give me a little bit more. So I got to do so much work, but basically it's a manual process. It ain't really much room to grab the boat on this side and turn it. So like I say, take your time. I got two out. I just want to show you how I get these out during the recording process, just in case you get where you want to take yours out. Like say, you can kind of see it don't look like a perfect cut, so it look like, I don't know where I got this bell housing from. I bought it used from a buddy of mine, so I don't know if they cut this out. You can see how it's kind of smooth, but then here is jagged. That looks too jagged to be cut from a machine. So I'm guessing they may have cut it, but either way, it gives me great access to get these boats out. I just noticed that when they put my converter bolts in, they put them in, I like to put them in the other way. I didn't put the motor back in, but you can put it either way, but I'll show you what I mean here. So let's see here, I think I got enough. Got some Loctite on it, so it's a little tough to turn. So okay, got this guy out. There's always a washer here. You just use this to break it loose a little bit. And I'll try to get this boat off for us. Okay, so work it loose. All right, let's get it off. So I'll show you something real quick, but normally I put this in on the back side. So you see here when I push it, it hits the oil pan. And I can't get it but so far, but hopefully when I break the oil pan loose, the only good thing is here, when I bump it around, I can catch it on this side of the oil pan. Let me see if I can get this here. So there's an opening right here on the front side of the bell housing, and I'm gonna pull the bolts out this way. I got one more boat, but I want to just make sure you can see the process of getting these bolts out. Like I said, I have to use a 5/8 on the front side, and this is 11/16 on my car. I think it may be reversed. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, 5/8 on 5/8 here and 11/16 here. So I got one more, and then I'll show you how I pull them out the front here. I just, like say, manually go in there and bump in the car. I don't have a bump button under here or a second person, so this job can be done by itself. It just takes a little while. So I apologize. And when I pull these bolts out, we'll at least see the torque converter pull. We want to pull it off the flywheel and get these bolts out, and then I'll screw them back together so I don't mix them up. One thing I did notice here is the oil pan seems like it's leaking. So when I drain the oil, I'll make sure I got a little oil in it. I don't know if that's leaking, but we'll take into account. But what I'm saying, my bag here is soaked in the back. It's not leaking on the track, but I don't have the pig mat in this part, which I'll buy some more to put back here. But still, this shouldn't be damp at all, but it is. It's soaked. If you can see, there's a shiny color because it's soaked with oil. And that's my major goal, is to find out if it's leaking from here. I tighten it up, and I don't know if I got to pull a sealant, but I do see it's wet right there. So, but I don't see it on the cardboard, but don't mean it doesn't happen when the car's running. I only notice it really when I made a pass on the track. So we'll see. All right, so let's get the last boat out, and stay tuned. Welcome back. Just got the converter bolts out. Forgot to tell you about these two bolts here for your starter. So one here, one here, and the other one is there, and this is 9/16. So gotta get these two bolts up and just hang it up on somewhere up here, get out the way, and then we can start the process to get the transmission down and get the bell housing off. So we will return. All right, got all those bolts out. Now the last two are very hard. I don't know if you can see it, but it is. I'm gonna try to see if I can get this phone back in there. There's two bolts on the bell housing, like right here. You see the top of the bell housing here? Oh, there you go. You can see that bolt, like right. Not this boat, but the boat right there. It's two on each side. Those are the last two I got to get, and we'll get them out. So I just want to give you, the last two bolts were hiding. Luckily on this motor, they pushed it farther on the firewall. I can't remember on the black car, it seemed like the motor set back farther, right flush with the firewall, but on this car, we actually pushed it forward. So let's get those last two out, and we'll be able to drop the transmission out. At least get a good look, like say run out of time, probably come out here tonight, like say after the kids are asleep. But like say, that was happening when you work and got a family. Sometimes his race car stuff comes second, if not third sometimes. So hey, just do what you can, and like say, take your time, and then you'll get there. So let's see if we can get these last two bolts out. Then I'm gonna pause. I think little fella's up from his nap. Get ready for school. Today's Sunday, so we gotta get ready for school tomorrow. Baths, tidy up homework. We did a lot of it. Like I say, regular dad stuff, married life. Check back with you later. All right, I think we got success. Got the transmission out. Got a little oil leak down there, but other than that, so now I gain access to. Really, I'm just trying to get to this cable right here. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can turn on my. This, oh yeah, it won't let me turn on the camera. I don't have my light. Let me see. But basically, I'm trying to gain access to that little. Oh, I wonder if you can see that circle up here. But if you can, it's that wire up here. I'm trying to get to this wire right there to check that out. So that there, while I'm out here, I'm gonna check these transmission bolts here. See if I can get. Yeah, so it's transmission bolts on each side. I can't really get back here, but it looks dry. I'm gonna clean it off. There's a rim main seal behind this that I'm gonna look and see. If it gets that far, I might stop and let one of my buddies take a look at it. Oh, to check that out, I'm gonna take it loose and just make sure. I think it was this right here looks soaked, and you see the black of the block looks kind of wet. So that's what leads me to believe it's higher up than down here. Because normally I would expect oil to be here if it was there, but it's really pretty dry right there. So take a break, and like say we'll return and try to get that fit, and I'll record it, and then we'll redo the process back over again. It took me maybe 2 hours to get all this stuff out by myself, buffing around and stuff. So not totally bad, but not good either. So let me see if I can zoom in. Can I zoom in on that? Yeah, so that silver wire right there on the back of the head. Let me see if I can go real close. That right there is what I think is leaking the oil. So that's what I'm gonna take out. But right now, let's take a break and we'll return later.